My people of the Southern Cameroons, I want us to watch this video together. But first, I want to appreciate the freedom fighters for not taking his life. Your composure was mature. You're maneuvering a difficult situation. It is not your fault, but we will go through this together. So let's take a listen.
You going for
no, I write the concours pass.
Okay, and then now what you go this time now before you talk to not be military?
No, they go now 1 month. After I finish 1 month, you go back for school again, go graduate as municipal administrator.
You go there, that school so you want go to own already.
No, now for can work like a secretary general or municipal treasurer for council.
Why go be a police? You don't go write concours for police. You want to turn back again? Come.
This is talent in our community. This man is going to school to become a municipal administrator. That is talent in our community. But I want you to keep watching. Very important. Nation building, independence. Let's keep watching.
Concours for police.
Then you do know what you go on. National School for Police.
National School of Local Administration, Nasla Boya.
Then where they work the help now?
No, you come when you don't come out, you will be secretary general or municipal treasurer for council. Secretary general now they handle document for council. Municipal treasurer na person where he be in charge of the pay money for council.
Then where they go now, they do know what for now.
No, they be just simplify military training. The same kaki that they use them.
Yes, that means they was sent on a forum and they see what they do because.
Did you listen to that? His future will be decided in a WhatsApp forum. This is talent in our community. For those who look at business owners, entrepreneurs from Southern Cameroons and hope that they come into the community right now when we have all of this going on. So we are sending talent away. Others watching this will say, no, I can't come there. It is our responsibility to take care of our people more than La Republic does. If our community is not safer than La Republic du Cameroon, we send talent away. In spite of what is happening, it is our responsibility to make sure that our community is safe for our people so that we can attract talent. Independence, not dependence. But let's keep listening. But it just baffles me to think that this man's future, his life, will be determined in a forum. We don't know that forum. We don't know. How was the investigation carried out? Who gave the orders? And who decided whether this man will stay alive or die? That is Southern Cameroons. Again, the challenge for this generation. Britain said in 1959, Sir Andrew Coyle said Southern Cameroons was not viable to exist as an independent state. And our challenge in this generation is to prove whether Britain was right or wrong. Because there are smaller states that gained their independence. 65 years later, this is the challenge for our generation. Equatorial Guinea gained their independence. Because when they talk about economic viability, people only think about natural resources. A society's economic viability is not predicated only on natural resources. The ability to cooperate, the ability to be efficient, the ability to specialize, all of these factors matter when we talk about economic viability. Do you understand what I'm saying? Southern Cameroons was not economically viable to take care of themselves as an independent state. That is the challenge before our generation. But let's keep listening.
The
the entire Amber land will solve this problem. So for 9 to 10 years, there is no structure that can adjudicate over issues like this. I want you to listen. This is the difficult situation some of these boys are going through. Some of them are amazing because I've talked to some of them. Have a good heart. They just find themselves in a difficult situation that is not of their making. But let's keep listening.
We've been Amazon soldier, but we not do otherwise.
I understand.
You understand, no?
I understand.
Yes. Now they say
I don't make mistakes. I don't.
But now they say we, no. It's got the line. Now they say we.
I don't make mistake, my brother.
Now they say we. You told me mistakes when I say me. You remember when they come to keep. When you don't go, they say I'm the fight will fight now. So this struggle will fight. Now how many years today?
9.
Now 9 years.
Yes.
You see the follow book. You see the follow a book for go government.
No.
See the who pissed off one.
I'll be sorry.
Don't for come on,
Sorry, I'll be at the big Ambazonian people. Then say I'll be sorry.
You will know
I'm not gonna make that kind.
You will know them.
People should be able to nurture themselves even in difficult situations like this. Capacity building. Whatever skill he is harnessing will be useful for us. And I want Southern Cameroonians to stay alive. So whether you go to La République du Cameroon, whether you go to Equatorial Guinea or Nigeria, or travel abroad, is the same thing for me. Stay alive. We'll need that talent. Even if you don't come back, wherever you go, in as much as you are prosperous, in as much as you are successful, I will point at you and say, that is a Southern Cameroonian. I'm proud of him. So that is a young man that is pursuing a career path in municipal administration. Very important role for nation building. He was detained in that village. He was accused of working for the government because they saw some pictures on his phone with guns because they carry out basic military training. It was said that his future will be decided in a forum, probably a WhatsApp group. So I want us to reflect on what is happening with us. A man's life, a man's future, a potential administrator for our society, and his fate may be decided in a WhatsApp forum. Southern Cameroonians will collectively judge this case. This is Njangi. This is like family meeting. I don't hear this sounding like a nation. In another video circulating online, a young man is presented while under detention making statements that are now spreading across social media with accusations and dramatic claims that he is working with the government in that Mbororo community. Some say this is evidence of atrocity. Some say it is propaganda. But whatever the case is, these sins raise the same question for our community. What kind of society are we building? Make sure you watch this video to the end. It's very important. If you are a Southern Cameroonian that genuinely want freedom, this is a new wind of change. This is not a faction of Ambazonia. We are pursuing the authentic mission Southern Cameroons should have been preoccupied with since 1961. And this is about Southern Cameroons, not Ambazonia. The territory that began in 1922. And the circumstances surrounding this union in 1961. That is what we are preoccupied with. Normally, it takes 5 years for an idea to take root in a community. Lee Kuan Yew, Nelson Mandela, when they emerged, we had other groups and they presented their idea. Took minimum 5 years for that idea to take root in that community. But if we are fast, smart, cooperative, bent on this mission of challenging what Britain said in 1959, in 1 year because we live in a social media dispensation. So within 1 year, this idea can take root. So when we are talking about 5 years, we should be building. We should be building Southern Cameroons in the next 5 years. And we can do that. Amadou Ayijo was 35 years old. From 3, drop out. Radio operator. Or he had an education equivalent to Form 3. Took over La République du Cameroun in 1960. Led that country to independence. Brought us into this union. And they have been benefiting for 65 years. Burkina Faso has produced Ibrahim Traore today, 35. So my question to Southern Cameroons, because I'm turning 36 soon, we can't produce a 35-year-old that can save our people. Britain said we were not economically viable. Inability to cooperate, inability to respect one another, inability to work as a team. That is the first step towards independence. Not hoping that Paul Biya will come save you. Not hoping that the Pope will come save you. No, that you are responsible for your own freedom. That is what true independence means. If you want your own independence based on other people come saving you, you are challenging Paul Biya's authority in Southern Cameroons, and at the same time you want him to come save you. It doesn't make sense. Every functioning nation depends on division of labor and specialization. Very important. Farmers grow food, teachers educate children, doctors treat patients, engineers build infrastructures, administrators run councils and municipalities. That is what that brother went to school for. Very important role. These roles are not enemies. Because the reason why I make this message is so we can distinguish between those who are working for La République du Cameroun and those who want to feed their families. Operators within our society. Talent within our society. So that even as we reset, we don't destroy ourselves in the process. So these roles are not enemies. They are the machinery of society. So if you look at Adam Smith's principle, he explained that prosperity comes from specialization and cooperation. But when a society begins to chase away its teachers, its administrators, its entrepreneurs, and its professionals, something predictable happens. The smart people leave. We can hold flag and say we are Ambazonia, we can sing the national anthem, but no one is coming. You only have yourselves to deal with. So the question we should all ask ourselves is, where are we going? We should reward you, appreciate you, based on your ability to preserve peace in Southern Cameroons, your ability to save lives in the Southern Cameroons, your ability to maneuver difficult situations without labeling your brother blackleg. Because this whole Ambazonia idea is a facade. It's not authentic. It's not consistent with our history. It's not consistent with the legal battle that we are on right now, which is our authentic mission. And this mission does not require guns. So the smart people leave, the builders leave, the investors leave. So poverty is on the rise. The society slowly loses the very talent it needs to rebuild. It will be hard for most of these people to even return. It takes special skill. And that is what I'm working on. No society can win if it drives away its best minds. Like I say, I will solve this problem. A 93-year-old in Yaoundé, I can't depend on him to solve our problem. We have the English heritage that has run the world for 300 years. We can't depend on La République du Cameroun and Paul Biya to come solve this problem. And when I say I'll solve this problem, you ask the question, oh, who are you? That is a dependent mindset. An independent mind, somebody who is prepared for independence, will say, how can I join you? How can I help? How can I cooperate? A dependent mindset, someone that is not ready for independence, will say, who are you? And then they will turn around and say, oh, Pobia, come help us. Pope, come help us. You are not ready for independence. 65 years later, you are not yet ready for independence. So independence is a state of mind. It's not a piece of paper. Let me repeat that slowly. Independence is a state of mind. Just like I'm seeing this issue in our community, looking at a 35-year-old bringing us into this union and what Burkina Faso is doing, and I'm stepping up. It is responsibility, because I can't sleep at night thinking that these individuals can do it and we can't. And you are trying to prove that we are worthless. And I step up to say, I will solve this problem. If we all cooperate, I will solve this problem. Ask the question, how can I join? How can I help? That is an independent thinker. No society can win if it drives away its best minds. Recently, we saw a case of a very brilliant Southern Cameroonian who studied abroad and returned home to build schools and businesses. He invested his resources, taking initiative. He created opportunities. The ICT University. He cooperated with institutions in the Republic of Cameroon to allow students to receive recognized degrees, and we know what happened. He even paid millions of francs to formalize those academic arrangements. When the lead happened, he expressed his frustration on social media. That frustration went viral, but let us think carefully. If someone leaves Europe or America, returns home, builds schools, employs people, and educates our citizens, what message do we send if we treat that person as an enemy? Oh, La Republic will never do this to you. Oh, come over this way. No, they can't come when our society is in this state. I won't encourage any of them to come. Let's reset. Let's start acting like people who can attract such talent. Do we think intelligent people will join a movement because we intimidate them, we shame them? No, they will go away. In Kwame Nkrumah, they did all of this for 60 years. Nothing changed in Africa. If you want to continue down that line, go on. Good luck. So no intelligent people will join a movement because we intimidate them. We've lost many business people. There was a video circulating on social media a couple of months ago. A smart man from America returned to start a real estate project in Bamenda. His life was taken. So people follow movements because they see discipline, they see vision, and they see competence. Let me repeat that slowly. People follow movements because they see discipline, vision, and competence. Not because they are afraid. You can't threaten anybody and have them submit under your will. You better know that. Independence, civilized society. In every society, pay attention to this. There are two kinds of contributors. Two kinds. There are operators and there are institution builders. Operators exist in large numbers. They know how to work within a system that already exists. Many of our people abroad are operators. Very important role in society. They work in functioning systems in Europe, America, and elsewhere. They do their job inside institutions that were built by others, but they are doing fine. There is nothing wrong with that. But institution builders are different, because those are the primary individuals we are nurturing here. Institution builders are rare, so we protect our thinkers. Greece did this hundreds of years ago. We should be smart enough to study this and not make the same mistakes. So institution builders are people who create universities. They build schools. They establish legal frameworks. They design systems that allow society to function. In every civilization, institution builders are very few. That is why you hear me talking about 3 to 5% framework structure. This language signals institution. This is what builds a nation. In every society, every civilization, institution builders are very few. And when a society loses them, when we lose our institution builders, rebuilding becomes extremely difficult. That is why you hear of the Bill Gates, the Steve Jobs, the Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg. They are few people who structure institutions. That is why the situation we are seeing should concern us deeply. That is why I speak on issues like this. Very important. When administrators, teachers, entrepreneurs, and professionals feel unsafe, they leave. So we are going to live with individuals that don't even understand how to distinguish between roles in society, determine the fate of a people. Are we proving that Britain was right? I refuse to accept that. And many of the people on this platform, some of them will leave quietly. You can't shout on them and have them come back in a war-torn society. Some of them relocate permanently and they will never come back. Some build their lives in other countries and never return. And when that happens, a society loses the very human capital it needs for the future. Natural resources will do nothing for you. Some of the best societies you see today is not because of natural resources. Get that out of your mind. So I want to be very clear about this. The case we are dealing with is fundamentally a legal case. Has nothing to do with guns. When you have a court case, you come with documents. You don't come with a gun. Southern Cameroons was a United Nations trust territory. We have people that cannot state the plebiscite question, and they have been leading this struggle for 9 to 10 years. And they claim they are speaking on behalf of that territory. If you have to speak on behalf of a territory, you should understand the history of that territory. Some said there is no United Nations trust territory called Southern Cameroons, and we still go back to watch them. Some said they have filed 4 petitions, and they are struggling with jurisdiction, subject matter, and framing. And yet they are leading our community. Britain said we were not economically viable. You are only thinking of natural resources. I'm showing you incompetence. You think America is built on natural resources alone? Talent. Smart people are given room to operate in this society. That is why it works. The dispute concerns the decolonization process and the arrangements that were supposed to be completed before October 1st, 1961. That is not a case that requires armed conflict. It is a legal and diplomatic question. Many young people on the ground have been misled because the case was never properly studied. Some cannot even state the plebiscite question. Some do not know that Southern Cameroons was a UN trust territory. Some do not understand jurisdiction, subject matter, and legal framing. Yet, these are the very foundations of international law. They don't know that. This is why discipline and education are essential if we want to build a society that works. And let me say something clearly. None of our young men should be losing their lives for a cause that is fundamentally legal. I have empathy on these young men losing their lives as well. They matter to us. They have a role to play in our society. None of our civilians should be harmed either. If we claim to represent the people must feel safe. You can't claim you're representing me and I'm not safe around you. And if the international community sees that we are pushing a legal case, but chaos exists on the ground, it damages credibility. Some of these issues, we can solve them in the best way possible in the background and not bring it on social media. Because what we are doing right now is very important. Because a serious political movement must demonstrate organization and discipline. Is it everybody you see arrested in La République du Cameroon that circulates on social media? Is it everybody you see in Nigeria that is arrested that circulates on social media? No. Especially the situation we find ourselves in. Because a serious political movement must demonstrate organization and discipline. Let us reflect on this for a minute. If talented people in the Southern Cameroons see scenes where someone pursuing a career in public administration is tied up and interrogated by individuals who cannot even communicate properly in English, what message does that send to the global community? Reflect on that. Because it tells every educated person watching that their future could also be decided by rumors and intimidation. And when people see that, they will not return. Many of our brightest people are already building their lives in America, Europe, and other parts of the world. Many will not return. They have built homes, they have built careers, and many will never come back. So those who think, oh, if you poison someone, then you are a hero. If you sabotage someone, then you are a hero. If you insult someone, then you are a hero. But when you do that, smart people quietly leave. And many will never come back. It takes decades to nurture talent to that level. It's not a day's job for you to just point a gun and take their lives. If we drive them away, we weaken our own future. So the question we all should be asking ourselves is, what must we do right now to reset? We must rebuild discipline if we want these people to come back. We must protect civilians. We must understand the differences between survival workers, political loyalists, and abusers of power. And most importantly, we must encourage institution builders. Force yourself to encourage institution builders. Don't use your mouth in the comment section. Don't use your thinking to sabotage what they are building. Because when you do that, you have to call on Paul Biya to come help you. You have to call on the Pope to come help you. You have to call for Europeans to come help you. So you are dependent, you are not independent. So we must understand the differences between political loyalists and survival workers. There are some people working for that government, but it doesn't mean they are loyal politically to that government. Distinction, it matters. And most importantly, we must encourage institution builders. We must create a society where teachers feel safe to teach, where entrepreneurs feel safe to invest. We should be thinking of attracting FDIs, foreign direct investment, in Southern Cameroons, not just local investors. How will they come in to invest in Southern Cameroons? Natural resources. That is all some of our people see. Where administrators feel safe to serve. Where professionals feel safe and confident returning home. But talent does not move because of slogans. You can't guilt trip people. Talent moves because of incentive. What are the incentives? Just because I came from your village, you think I owe you? I must stand up for Southern Cameroons? No. Persuade me. Convince me. make me believe that this is a righteous cause, this is a worthy cause? Does it protect lives? Is it safe? If not, people go where opportunities exist. That is why Africans leave for Europe and America. Even after we say Africa is one, Africa for Africans, they disappear. Not because of flags or slogans and incentives. Because those societies build institutions that reward talent, and so people will go there. If we want our people to come back, we must build institutions that create opportunities, not environments driven by suspicion and intimidation. So my message to our people is very simple. Protect your civilians, encourage builders, strengthen discipline. That is what we must do. A people who don't know their history are lost. A people who don't understand facts about their history, dates and timeline of their history, they are lost. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Let me repeat that slowly. If you can't stand for something, you will fall for anything. So stand for something righteous. Stand for something that protects lives. Stand for something that creates prosperity for your people. So there are different stages that societies go through in a revolution. This is a new initiative that is built on our authentic history. So it's not a faction of Ambazonia. I reiterate that for a purpose. Because I want to clip this. You clip whatever I'm doing here and put it within your movement, it will destroy that movement. It's not authentic to your pattern. You have to change. If we genuinely want freedom, education is paramount at this stage. That is why we study hundreds of years of human history. Because across societies coming out of colonial rule and long instability, there are 3 psychological stages that society goes through before serious nation building begins. You can't rush this process. Stage 1 is the spectator stage. Pay attention to this. This is where people see politics as something done by a big man, a government, or outsiders. That is why you say, Paul Biya, come help us. Only Paul Biya can help you. Europeans should come help you. The Pope should come help you. That is the stage we find ourselves in. Citizens watch. They are spectators. They are in comment sections. They comment, they complain, they debate. But they do not feel responsible for building anything. Let me repeat that slowly. They comment, they complain, they debate, but they do not feel responsible for building anything. That is where we see endless WhatsApp arguments, rumors, and pessimism. It's common. That is stage 1. So many in our community are here. Stage 2 is the awakening stage. This is when someone begins to challenge the mentality of dependency. That is what I'm doing here. Letting you understand you are somebody. If Southern Cameroons will be transformed, it is up to you and I. Not Paul Biya, not the Pope, not the colonial masters. It is up to us. What will you do? So when I say I will solve this problem, you ask, how can I join you? How can I support? That is an independent thinker, somebody who is ready for independence. The message becomes ordinary people must see themselves as agents of change. All the societies that you see progressing, that you desire to go to, they began like this. Singapore transformed like this. They were colonized like us. South Korea was colonized like us. Japan colonized some of this country. Those who are going around looking at themselves just as black people. No, an Asian colonized a fellow Asian. Now, stage 3 is very important. This is the builder stage. And those are the individuals we are nurturing on this platform. The 3 to 5%. When they get it right, the rest will follow. The builders, the status keepers, and the confused majority. Those are the 3 categories of individuals we have right now in the Southern Cameroons. So we are focused on the builders. At stage 3, Every energy must be redirected into discipline, organization, and institution building. Without this step, movements burn hot emotionally but fade quickly. So we are not in the rush. The foundation must be deep because we want to build a story building. You've seen those who just want to build a mud block house, one floor. You've seen what they have done, or a thatched house. To build a first world nation, the foundation must be deep. Education. I'm saying 1 year minimum. Just teaching. So it's very, very important because right now we are at stage 2. There are people who believe they are on this platform, and I've seen them on social media, and I want to address them, and I won't do this anymore. There are people who believe negativity is wisdom. When you say, oh, let's do something, let's build something, they're like, somebody will stop you, France will stop you. And I'm like, you are abroad, just go there and find that person in France that is holding us back. You're in Britain, just go there. Why should someone on the ground be losing their lives when you know the person? Paul Biya is holding us back, just go there and find him. Why are soldiers fighting BIRs when you know the person? Go find them. So there are people who believe negativity is wisdom. There are people who believe doubt is intelligence. There are people who believe pessimism is maturity. Being pessimistic makes them mature. But it is none of those things. Advice is cheap. Anybody can give an advice. Some people try to do that. They want to advise me. I know where to search for advice. Real advice, my brother, it's like gold. You have to dig it. You can't Google it up. Everybody has advice. Everybody has opinions. Everybody can explain why something cannot work. There are many people who can do that. They are experts. They have a PhD on why something can't work. If advice alone can free a people, our people would have been free a long time ago. That is why I rely on experts, people who have done something, built nations, to advise me. What we need today is not cheap advice, cheap talk. What we need is serious thinking. What we need is research. What we need is discipline. What we need is people willing to study history, verify facts, and build institutions. You can't Google your way into nation building. Write that down and quote me on it. You can't Google your way into nation building. Do you know when Google was created? Many nations around the world would be prosperous. Many liberation movements around the world would be free by now. So you cannot Google your way into nation building. Nation building requires patience, responsibility, and work. There is no shortcut. After watching this video, go and scroll through social media. Go to Facebook or TikTok. You cannot go through 5 posts without seeing Southern Cameroonians attacking other Southern Cameroonians. Discouraging ideas. We see that every day. Mocking efforts in our community. Insulting people who are trying to do something with their lives. Independence. Negativity has become normal. There are some people that have Nigerian pastors on their profile. That means you believe in Nigerian pastors than you believe in yours. You believe that outsiders will come help you. That's why you can't even put your own face on your profile. You find leaders from everywhere around the world except you. You can't find it in your community, but you can see that in other people. How did those people get there without support from their community? How did those people get there if their community did not stand behind them? Even in their struggling moments, they say, keep going, we believe in you. No, yours, one mistake, bring them down, crucify them, and then look for a pastor or a leader in other parts of the world and put on your WhatsApp profile. If you want negativity, let me make this clear. There are many places you can go find it. There are many spaces where people gather to explain failure to each other in our community. There's a lot out there, but not here. I want to be emphatical about that. Not here. Not on this platform. Not around this mission. No negativity. When you come around me, I want you to share with me what you think we can do to make this project work. What is your own role? How can you contribute? No negativity here. I can drink it. I know where to find it if I'm hungry for it. Anyone who comes near this work must bring constructive ideas. I test you. If you come here, bring research, bring solutions, bring discipline. We have already drunk enough negativity. I have it right here. I can't take it in anymore. If you have a reason why this project won't work, take that idea somewhere else. Not here. Discipline. You think these nations that you enjoy and want to go to, you can log in on social media. You think the individuals who built these infrastructures, the individuals who built the social media, you think they lived with negativity, that these platforms won't work and succeeded? We don't need it anymore. Our mission is simple: to prove that Britain was wrong. In 1959, the British officials raised a concern that Southern Cameroons might not be economically viable as an independent state. That is what they said. That statement should challenge every serious Southern Cameroonian alive today. It's no joke. Force yourself to be cooperative. Because when we look around the world today, we see countries smaller than us that have built functioning states. We can see, when we honestly look at places today that were once poor but transformed themselves through discipline and leadership, we must ask ourselves questions. Why not us? Why not our people? Why not our land? And why not our generation? We live in the 21st century. We have the internet. We have education. We have global exposure. Our people are engineers around the world. They are doctors, they are lawyers, they are professors, they are entrepreneurs. Southern Cameroonians are working in America, Europe, Asia, and across the world. Yet our homeland remains broken. Communities without roads. Communities without water. Communities without reliable electricity. More than 6,000 lives lost. More than 1 million people displaced. Uneducated men and women sit in WhatsApp groups, arguing all day. That should trouble us deeply. I don't know if you sleep well at night. I don't. Because our ancestors had fewer advantages than we do today. They had no internet. They had no diaspora network. They had limited education. Yet in the 1950s, they built a political movement strong enough to negotiate constitutional change and establish a government in Boya in 1 year. Imagine that. So the question for our generation becomes very simple. What exactly is our excuse? What is our excuse? This is an awakening to responsibility. One of the biggest problems we face is a mentality of dependency. Independence scares us. Yet we say we want independence. Do you know what that means? That means you can believe in me more than you can believe in an outsider. That is independence. That means I can believe in you than I believe in an outsider. That is independence. Some people with all their hearts believe that solutions must come from powerful leaders, foreign governments, or international institutions. That is their core belief. You can't move them. No, they believe Pobia will help them. They really believe this. They believe Europeans will come help them. They believe the Pope will come help them. Some can put their life on this. When someone says, I want to solve this problem, the response becomes, who are you? Who are you? But an independent mind does not respond that way. An independent mind asks, how can I contribute? You said you solved this problem. How can I contribute? Independence. Freedom begins the moment people stop seeing themselves as spectators. When we move from that spectator stage, true freedom begins the moment people stop seeing themselves as spectators. Let me repeat that slowly. True freedom begins when people stop seeing themselves as spectators. You must open your mouth and say something powerful about yourself. You must say it clearly. Clearly enough so that your ear hears it. I am somebody. You must believe that. You must believe you are somebody. That you did not come into this world to watch others. You came to participate, to make a difference in the world. To make a difference in Southern Cameroons. That is why you were born there. You may come from a small village, but you are somebody. Believe that. You may have education and no job, but you are somebody. It's not the end of the world. You must believe that. You may be working 2 jobs in a foreign country, but you are still somebody. You are still somebody. God prepared you for this moment. Whether you believe in Christ or not, believe that you came into this world to make a difference. You're somebody. You may be struggling today, but you are still somebody. Maybe you're squeezing 15 of you in a room right now. It is not the end of the road. You are still somebody. You must believe that. There is no way you are your first cheerleader. Surround yourselves with friends that pour into you. Believe in you. Believe in your dreams. You are somebody. Take care of yourself. Wake up every morning. Do 100 push-ups before you start your day. Believe that you're going out. Everything will work for your good. France, Britain, Cameroon will work for your good. You must believe that you are somebody. That is when true independence begins. The moment people believe they have agency. They have agency over their future. Speak life into your community. No negativity. Believe in your community. Believe in Southern Cameroons. Believe in the future of your people. See something better. Even when we see dry bones everywhere, still see something better in Southern Cameroons. Speak life into your nation. They said we were not economically viable. We will prove them wrong. Speak life. Speak life into your children. Some of your children, you've cursed them with your own mouth. See the best out of your children, no matter the circumstance. Say it with your mouth that Southern Cameroons is not a curse. Southern Cameroons is capable. Southern Cameroons can build roads, schools, factories, industries, and institutions. Say it. Nobody will stop you. Say it. It will cost you nothing. Say it with your mouth. Type it in the comment section. Southern Cameroons can build schools, can build institutions, can Southern Cameroons can. Say it with your mouth. Open your mouth and say something good. For once in your life, do it. Nobody will attack you. Do it. Say it with your mouth, my people, that you will be part of that transformation. You will not be a spectator. You will be actively involved in the process. Because negativity does not build nations. I was reading a book on the 5 men that built America. After the Civil War in America, people thought the democracy here was a failed experiment. 5 men over 50 years transformed this country. Cornelius Vanderbilt, John D. Rockefeller, J.P. Morgan, Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford. These people changed America within the span of 50 years. Those who are looking for groups, no, it was not a group. Strategy. Operators emerged and helped the process. But it was the mindset of 5 men that changed America within the span of 50 years. Many don't know that. Negativity does not build a nation. I was looking at the thinking pattern of these people. Very optimistic people. They were not pessimistic. Cynicism does not build economies. Pessimism does not build institutions. What builds nations is belief combined with discipline and cooperation. Let me repeat that slowly. What builds nations is belief, number 1, combined with discipline and cooperation. That is why I say you pray as though everything depends on God, but you work hard as though everything depends on you. So today, we are asking a legitimate question, and we will continue to ask this question. What is the legal instrument that created the relationship between La République du Cameroun and Southern Cameroons? What is the legal instrument? What is the process? Is it traceable? So what was the legal process? Because the foundation is shaky. When we see the leaky roof, we see the confusion, no jobs, no schools, no roads, no water. We are asking a question. If the house looks this way, then we must check the foundation. And any responsible Southern Cameroonian should ask the question, what legal instrument, what legal process created the relationship between Southern Cameroons and La République du Cameroun? That is why I went to the United Nations. That is why I've been checking in the UK archives. Every responsible Southern Cameroonian should not fold their arms and watch this. You should ask that question. Question the process beyond reasonable doubt. Because when we see the conditions of our people today, it is not real. It is not real that we voluntarily came into a relationship. 65 years has gone by. We have nothing to show for. 6,000 lives gone. Over 1 million people displaced. And you need some European to come help you. You need Paul Biya to come help you. The person we are questioning his legitimacy is the same person we are hoping to come save us. We must question the foundation of that relationship. And when we do that the right way, the international community will align with us. It's not real. This is not politics. This is not game for me. When I see this brother in this condition, it breaks my heart. Every Southern Cameroonian should be concerned. Guns do not build a nation. We must question the foundation of this relationship. We want evidence beyond reasonable doubt that this relationship was structured the right way, because Resolution 1608 gave their assignment. 3 entities were supposed to finalize this arrangement. Can we see it? Traceability. What was the legal process? Can it be traced? Can it be verified? When you go marry, we need to see marriage certificate. We go to the council, we will still find it there. this kind of marriage that you had, and only you alone is telling us the marriage occurred. But when we know that the United Nations was the council, we've gone there, we can't see anything. We start there. Show us, help us understand this. That is not hatred. I don't hate La Republic of Cameroon. I'm not looking for trouble. I'm just asking a legitimate question. Because what our people are going through is not consistent with a relationship that has a legal foundation. There is nothing we can invoke right now to say you are violating our rights, because we willfully came into the union. How was it formed? Show us. This is not propaganda. This is legitimate historical and legal inquiry. Again, this is a legitimate historical and legal inquiry. If the foundation of a relationship is unclear, the future will always remain unstable. So those who are claiming they want peace, when everything is said and done, this will resurface in the next 10 years, and it may be worse than what we are experiencing today. So let's question the foundation beyond reasonable doubt. That is why clarity matters on this platform. I want to let you know I'm willing to go through the 5 years to make sure this message sinks in the community. Ambazonia took 31 years for you to believe that message, from 1985 to 2016. And that has nothing to do with your true story. So I'm trying to instill a new message from 1922, after the end of World War I, when we became a mandated territory. After World War II, the United Nations was created. So we went under a trusteeship system, 1945, right up to 1961. We must question the process. So to put in this new message in you, even if it would take me 5 years, you should not be happy or sleep at night seeing your people in this condition. I don't know who you are. I don't know how you feel. I don't know how big your ego is. I don't know how you really feel about us. Maybe your hatred for your own people is out of proportion. I don't know. We question the foundation. We question the foundation. That awakening alone is enough. Believing in ourselves is only the first step. When you hear your brother is successful, your sister is successful, they are making money, smile. Force yourself to open your teeth and genuinely smile or laugh. Be happy for them. Because after we believe in ourselves, it's not enough. Believe in God, believe in yourself. The next step is building. Some of you have to learn even to forgive one another. You could forgive Isa Churuma Bakari. You could, but you can't forgive your own brother. The next step is building. Building knowledge. This is step one. Someone a certificate right now. No, you're still in school. Building institutions. After we build knowledge, the next step is institutions. Some people take 5 years just to go through this process before they start building institutions. I said 1 year, we can do this. In 1 year, we can have this message across Southern Cameroons. And while we are doing that, the 3 to 5% are ready to start establishing those institutions. Build cooperation. FDIs, foreign direct investment. People are venturing in space travel right now, biotechnology, AI, software engineering. We are spectators, and it's okay to be negative, and you have something negative to really say. Build systems that reward competence and discipline. It's that easy. Competence and discipline. If you stand on the line, Wait for your turn, we'll reward you. You show up early, we'll reward you. You save lives in the Southern Cameroons, we'll reward you. You make the community stable so that others will want to come in, we will reward you. You take care of women and children, we will reward you. That is the incentive moving forward. Not how many people you took down, but how many people you raised. Each one, teach one. Every successful nation in history went through this transition. So when you understand the playbook, just act fast. Why the argument? If a Southern Cameroonian can leave Southern Cameroons, come to America, did not know how to drive, did not have a job, they learn how to drive, and they can obey the safety signs now like everyone else. They can go write the RN test, pass the exam, go get a job, apply like everyone else, and now they are living in a functioning society, then it is possible. If I can see 100 examples, then it is possible for this model to be replicated back home. So there is nothing wrong with us. If we just have good institutions, our people are ready to go. So we are raising the institution builders. Because your life abroad, Asia, America, and Europe has shown me that it is possible for us to have this back home. So every successful nation in history went through this transition. From spectators to believers to builders. From spectators to believers to builders. I want us to move fast. Let us be believers and moving towards being a builder right now. Not spectators anymore. That is not entertained here anymore. You want things to move fast, right? So move from being a spectator instantly to becoming a believer so that we can start building. And our generation must make that transition well. You have to move very fast from being a spectator to becoming a believer so that you can become a builder. Not a gatekeeper or a status keeper or a confused majority. Our generation must make that transition very fast. You want speed because you see other nations prospering. So the question before our generation is simple. Will we prove Britain wrong? Or will we spend another generation proving them right? Because the future will not be decided by speeches that we make on social media. It will be decided by discipline, by organization, by cooperation, by serious thinking. At some point, a generation must rise and carry responsibility. That time is now. So I say to every Southern Cameroonian listening to me today, wake up. Wake up from your slumber. Wake up from division. Wake up from pessimism. Wake up from dependency. Wake up, step up, wake up. And step into responsibility. Because history is watching you. Your parents are waiting for you. Your mom is waiting for you. Your dad is waiting for you. Your cousins are hoping on you to do something. Make your community safe. History is watching. And the question remains, will we prove that Britain was right? That in spite of our size, in spite of the resources we have today, in spite of the talent we have today, we are not economically viable? Is that the story you want to tell your children? No, it's a simple question I'm asking you. Is that the story you want to tell your children? That you came into this world and you were a spectator, somebody that was pessimistic. You were there in the comment section and that was your life. Debating in WhatsApp groups. Or are we going to prove that Britain was wrong in this dispensation? Or are we going to spend another generation proving that they were right? The choice is ours to decide. Share this video with a friend and a loved one. Until next time.
Southern Cameroons, crown of freedom, you have it. A a first world nation in a third world continent. You have it. Put your mind to the process, cutting edge systems. You have it. With top tier strategy, I don't see us losing. You have it. With great institutions, one single vision. You have it. Make Africa stable for trade and worship. You